Welcome back, YouTube. It's Jafer, and today we're going to take a look at the Razer Blackwidow V3. Despite everything that's always trending and buzzing within the circle of mechanical keyboards, the number one selling size is the full-size keyboard, and the number one selling company that's putting them in households is Razer. So let's take a look at their newest iteration that just released last month. Blackwidow V3 just came out back in October. It runs you $139.99, and not to be confused with the Huntsman. The Blackwidow lineup is more of a safer purchase because it's going to be more cost effective as far as the pricing, and your Huntsman are going to be more of your optimized performance getting keyboard, as this comes with Razer green mechanical switches, not their very marketed optical switches. This does not come with PBT keycaps. This comes with double shot ABS keycaps. As you can see though, they are textured very nicely, and the shine through on the RGB is gorgeous. It's actually cleaner than Razer's own PBT keycaps, as ABS is a little bit easier to work with when you have shine through. The legends on everything, whether it be the modifiers, alphas, it all looks very, very clean. There is no RGB shine through on the media controls though, so no lighting behind the scroll wheel and nothing on your play, pause, and skip. So outside of that though, this does also have a cable that does not come off. So unlike, again, like say the Huntsman Tournament Edition or the Mini, this cable is a very heavy braided cable that's not going to be going anywhere. Now you can reroute it to your choosing, but just like the old Corsair and Razer keyboards, this is definitely one that you're kind of scared to route because the braiding is just so thick. As you can see, I'm putting like a pretty harsh angle on that braid. So I'm assuming if you never want to leave this position again of the cable management, then I suppose you're fine, but I can't help but wonder if that's going to be damaging over time. Speaking of the bottom though, we do have 4 feet, very nice rubberized feet, as well as ones that allow you to adjust at different angles of 6 and 9 degrees. So you've got quite a few options when it comes to your ergonomic comforts, which is really nice. Now speaking of ergonomics, it does come with an ergonomic wrist rest, as they call it, and I really wouldn't use that word at all because it is frankly just extremely uncomfortable. It is just a piece of plastic. It does have feet on the bottom, but it is not magnetic, so it had no way of actually properly attaching to the keyboard that it comes with. It more or less just gets in the way, and it actually scuffs up the aluminum plating on the top where it connects with the plastic. So I almost don't recommend using it at all and just getting a third-party wrist rest. And default, you can customize everything within Razer Synapse software, but default out of the box, your media controls, I do like how clean they are. It's very minimal on the upper right of the keyboard. Your scroll wheel itself is going to be up and down on the volume. Click it in to mute whatever is going on, whatever media. And then this right here is going to be, I mean, they don't even have a name for it, but we'll call it the circle button. And essentially, you press once to play, press twice to go to the next track, and then 3 times to go to the previous track. Very simple and gets the job done. The Blackwidow V3 comes with Razer's own green switches, which is equivalent to their proprietary version of the MX Blues. They're clicky tactile switches with 50-gram actuation force, 4 millimeters of a travel distance, as well as 1.9 millimeters in an actuation point. They just recently, back in 2018, redesigned them to include a dual sidewall, so it offers a little bit more durability to the switch itself because of having a little bit more of a dust or debris resistance built into it. The wobble is really minimal, and just recently, I would say, I believe it's the past 2 months, They took their actual switches that they just redesigned 2018 and again revamped them to have a transparent top housing on the switch, so that way there's more RGB. Razer's always been known for having extensive focus on RGB, and there's no exception with this. I will say that while the switch is fine, there's minimal wobble. There's definitely an issue with the stabilizers. It's not anything to, I would say, is a selling point. You can see the tremendous amount of wobble going on the enter key there, so that's a concern. And you can actually see in the lighting here that aluminum top panel, while it is very durable and it offers very minimal flexing on the keyboard itself, it is a fingerprint magnet, so keep that in mind if you're someone who's easily bothered by something like that. Now let's go ahead and give you a sound test on these Razer green switches. All right, and those switches are rated for 80 million clicks through its lifespan, so super durable switch. And if the acoustics of that wasn't really to your liking, keep in mind they do have the yellow linear option, but it's kind of sold out everywhere. So definitely keep an eye on that through Amazon, Best Buy, or Razer Direct if you're looking for a more linear, quiet switch. An important note, the bottom row is standard, so Razer continues its efforts to make things more customizable to the user, even on a production board like this. So it's really nice to see if you're someone that really loves their RGB and they want to get those pudding keycaps. This will fit without any concerns at all, and that goes for any keycap set, long as it does have that cherry stem. And of course, we have the Razer Synapse software. This is the third iteration of it. Nothing has really changed. You do have your option to set up macros with this keyboard, which is really nice. Say if you're streaming, you can set up OBS to open immediately, record, whatever it may be, you can set that up. A little bit easier than going through your standard Windows macro setups. Then of course, with your keyboard, you can click on any key, you can change it to your liking. Then you can go to your lighting, you can make basic lighting, adjust the brightness, and then go into the Chroma Studio, and to your heart's content, do whatever you wish. Nothing too special, nothing different compared to its competitors. It does its job. All right, so Razer's latest iteration of their Blackwidow family, the V3, is not a great keyboard, but it's also not a terrible keyboard, as it does have its standard fair share of pros and cons, and you just have to weigh that on its $140 price tag and see if that's what you want out of your production board. It does have a very nice clean look. I do appreciate it's all black. It does have a quartz option, which is like their pink. So if you're looking for something outside of a black keyboard, that is your other option. They don't have a mercury available quite yet. The media controls work as they should. They feel very premium. You do have your double shot ABS keycaps, but you could look at that as a con as well because they're not PBT. Although I will say, and I can't stress this enough, that these do feel fantastic, and the shine through on them is beautiful with the Razer's RGB. It is a super heavy and sturdy keyboard, which we all want. We don't want a lightweight board. I guess my cons though are going to be the USB pass-through that's lacking with such a thick cable like this. When you see other Razer keyboards or the Corsair keyboards, when you have such a thick braided cable, usually it means there's more power coming through it because there's a USB pass-through. That's not the case with this, so that's really unfortunate. And then also, as I touched on, the wrist rest is absolutely awful, and it's almost like they should have just not thrown it in and made the keyboard $10 cheaper, and I think I would have been even more happy going that route than this. But other than that though, their newest iteration is not a bad board. I do like that they continued the bottom row as I just previously mentioned. So other than that though, leave a comment if this is a keyboard you're looking for. Again, it's crazy that full-size boards are as popular as they are, because if you go online, it definitely doesn't sound that way, right? So let me know what size board that you use, and if this is something that you think you'll pick up this holiday season, because I firmly believe this is a keyboard that will go on sale as the holidays draw nearer. So other than that, I'm Jafer, and I appreciate you guys watching the video. Take care and stay safe out there.